Welcome back to our message recap, where we go over the messages that we had the weekend before. We started a new series.
We did.
Started a new series, When Dying is Winning.
I had a couple people tell me they didn't like the skulls.
I was going to mention the graphics right out of the
good.
jump. Yeah.
I kind of put them up there for that reason, actually. Just
The
being honest.
discomfort.
Yeah.
I told you last week.
I know. And I think I told you good.
You did.
I think that was my exact response to you and the couple people that told me as well.
I also got comments.
I'm kind of okay with the fact that
Was it because they had children that were frightened, or just they didn't like it?
no, they just didn't like it.
Oh,
A lot of people don't like skulls. I don't like skulls.
yeah. I don't particularly like the color pink. Are you going to use that?
We just got done with the series last month.
Well, was there pink in
Essentials.
there?
Pink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Essentials was pink.
Oh, but I didn't notice, so I guess
I guess you're not that bothered by it.
I'm not that bothered by it.
All right. But
So the Skull series.
the Skull series.
Yes.
And this message was about a Jim Dandy flat top Gretsch guitar, I believe.
It
Isn't that
was.
what this one was about?
It definitely was.
Because that's all I tuned
It's
out
got
after
this
that.
red burst
Yeah,
on it.
oh,
It's
yeah.
such a cool guitar.
A nice little parlor guitar.
Yeah.
Nice little acoustic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never thought about it, talking about the guitar, that I'm the same way. I play all of my guitars differently just because of what they are.
Yep.
And it even extends
Even
past
like
that.
your electrics, like
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah, all my electrics
totally
play them different.
types of playing.
Yeah.
I think I do the same thing, don't you, Kevin?
Yeah.
You play all your
Radine, I
guitars
was
different.
actually just thinking that you and I are probably normal. These guys definitely
Oh my
have issues.
gosh.
If you guys are normal, I'm happy to be abnormal.
They have
the case.
issues.
Normal. The dude's got 87 of the same deer head on
Yeah.
his wall.
It's 45,
That's his
and every one of
guitars.
them are different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a nature graveyard in your basement. It extends beyond guitars, basses. I play all my basses different, even. And you wouldn't think, oh, a bass is a bass.
I drive all my cars the same.
I do too.
I also drive my cars differently. Yeah, I have to though. One of them is, the Versa, and one of them's a Yukon. So I mean, you have to drive those differently, or you're gonna be in trouble.
All right, so because of my age, I remember the days, because you younger people never did this, but I remember the days where our vehicles that we rode, you had to tap on it, hold something, do all that just to
yeah.
start it, you know.
I had a
And
73
pull on
Cutlass
this
that
and do that.
He is
had those
old.
quirks.
He is old.
You sit on this.
He would know.
There we go. Got it. Got the sweet spot.
Dave knows this. You can't step on my running boards.
No.
They're there for aesthetic purposes only.
Yep, they are there for looks.
If you use them to support your weight, you're going to break an ankle.
Yep.
So it's not quite, I mean, it's close.
That seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
What, running boards?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so what was the series about?
Okay, the series was actually about greed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was actually about
the
greed.
message was about greed.
The message
series
was
is not about
the
greed.
series. Yeah, the message
Yeah.
was about greed.
The message is about greed and how we just seem to have this bent or this drive to always be wanting more, like pursuing more, whether that's guitars, whether
Or
that's
deer heads.
money, deer heads, all sorts of different things. But like that, we think that if we just get more of whatever floats our boat, then we'll be like good on the inside. We use the word peace, but I think you can, that's
Satisfied.
synonym for a lot of different things. Satisfied,
Fulfilled.
content, just okay on the inside. So that's what we think. That's what we've been trained to think by culture. We've seen people with more and less, and somehow we still think that no, that's what I need, and how that's just basically false. It's a lie. We've all experienced it, number one, but yet we all still keep pursuing it. And how the only way to put that desire to death is by being filled and satisfied in your relationship with God. So that's kind of that was the 1 minute recap of the message.
Yeah. Yep. I did
So-
like your reference to Gordy's. And I will 100% verify that absolutely happened. It wasn't something that he just made up for the message.
No.
We both went,
Yeah.
Just so you know,
And I did not finish that sandwich.
No, he did
public
not
service
finish that
announcement, Gordy's is now closed for the season.
song. It is.
September, they close for the season.
They have indoor dining. Why are they closed?
No, every year they do. They go south.
Oh, they're snowbirds. Oh, they've been around for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So don't drive up to Gordy's looking for a fish sandwich until spring.
in the spring.
okay.
Yeah, Memorial Weekend, you go ahead.
Yeah.
But don't.
Gotcha.
And hurry up and get there before these guys do.
Yeah.
Oh no, we'll only get one.
Yeah.
That's all you need is one.
Yep.
Here's what's really
Oh, so
interesting.
now you guys are sharing food?
No,
One each.
one each.
Okay.
We
The,
probably could share that sandwich. It's
Probably
big
could.
enough.
Here's the deal, and you said it that we all know it, but do we all know it? Sometimes we talk ourselves out of it, but deep down inside, that is a dilemma of humanity. This struggle with, if I just no, I'm not greedy, and no, I don't want more, just this, and I'll be fine. No, I don't need everything. Come on, you might really think I'm not like that. I don't. Well, search your heart. I'm good. I'm satisfied, but I just would like to have that, or just that. Not like to have it, but I'd be there.
I need that.
I'd be there. I'd arrive if I just had that. I would be content if I just had that. I know for years, you bring up the deer thing. I've told my wife for years, man, if I just shot a decent 50-inch moose, I'd be happy. And she said, no, you won't. So I go shoot a 50-inch moose, and guess what?
On to the next one.
Or even for a season, man, if I just shoot a 150 whitetail, I'll be done for the year. I'll be happy. She said, no, you won't. And guess what? I'm never happy. It's always one more.
never done.
I'm not depressed if I don't get it. I mean, I don't think it's controlling,
Right.
but it's there, and there's only one way to get it. My dad told me years ago exactly what this whole series is about. The Skull series is all about. He said, if they're, we've all been to visitations, where a loved one or somebody that we know is laying there in that casket. And he said, you could parade a brand new car, millions of dollars, whatever in front of that casket, and that person's not going to be tempted at all. Why? Because they're dead. Now, his point was we don't have to be physically dead, but the point to this series or your message is this. When our fleshly, earthly, I don't know how you want to describe that, when our desires are fulfilled at Gordy's, when our desires are fulfilled with God, they are dead to other things. It's just you can't arouse those because you're dead inside to that stuff. You're alive to God, and it's not easy. It's simple. It's very, very simple concept, but it's not easy. It takes a deliberate, intentional effort on our part.
Ongoing.
It's not one time.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that. I'm going to pray this. I'm going to be there. No, it is called a relationship, a fulfilling, enjoyable relationship with God that keeps us so satisfied that our desires are dead to things. And we try to skip that by talking ourselves out of it, by being positive, by being focused. No, I'm not good. And hey, listen, you made it very clear. It won't work.
Yeah.
It won't. We are powerless to defeat this greed in our lives. Powerless. Only this being fulfilled with God will satisfy to a point. And Jesus said it. He said, hey, I am living water. You know what? If you drink from me, you will never thirst again. I am the bread of life. That you will not be hungry. These desires that we have for more, there's only one answer, and that was the point. And I wonder how many of us, us included, how many of us are going to, I think so oftentimes, I didn't finish my thought. I'm going to finish it with this. So many times we think, I'm okay with it. I will live with a never-ending desire. I'm okay with that. It doesn't hurt that bad. Instead of spending all this time with God and trying to get that, I'll just live with wanting. And most of us will manage it, and most of us will live with it. Until it gets to a place where it now causes depression, it now causes anxiety, it now causes incredible unhappiness. And so we tell ourselves, I will just live with it because I like it. I like pain until it gets too much for me. Right. And why don't we all skip that and just go right to this? enjoyable, fulfilling relationship with God? I don't have the answer for that. I just think, why don't we? Let's. And see how satisfying it can be.
Well, we live in America, the world of instant gratification.
Yep.
And I want what I want, and I want it right now. You know, Charlie and Chocolate Factory, great example.
Yeah.
How many years ago? But that's still like,
Oh, that's
I want it, and I want
spoiled
more,
purple.
and I can't get enough, and like,
I was four-wheeling this weekend with family members.
Bragger.
My brother has 2 brand new four-wheelers.
Yeah.
Mine's just fine. I'm totally satisfied with it until I spent 2 days riding with him. And now all of a sudden I caught myself on the trails and I raced him and stuff, and I thought,
He just smoked you.
no, barely, just barely.
Really?
We're talking about barely. And I thought, I need a new four-wheeler. I got to beat him. Where does that come from? Like, you know what? This little now where got home, I'm fine. I don't want to spend any money. I don't want a new four-wheeler. But why, when I was doing that, this little thing, it's our human nature. And if we don't keep it at bay, it will control our lives, you know?
Yep. New four-wheeler's a lot more comfortable, too. Suspension's nicer. I bet he had a much nicer ride racing you than you did racing him.
I'm
Just fuel injected?
I'm probably
carbureted.
just a better rider,
Oh, is that?
which kept it close. His machine is much better, of course. You know what? If you don't beat your brother, why live?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a sibling thing, though.
If you ain't first, you last.
Right. Know what second place
Second place is the first
First
loser, right?
Yeah.
Sorry if you got little kids and they all get a trophy, but
But it's true.
in the
I
real
mean,
world,
It's true.
It doesn't matter what it is. The target's always moving. You're
Yeah.
always trying to achieve or get or have more, something else. You get that thing and it's good for about 20 seconds, and then you're like,
yeah.
okay, what now?
Oh, that didn't do what I thought it was going to do.
I really like it until I see a better one,
Yep.
you know? Okay.
That's your
Some
brother.
people.
me. I know. I know. I know.
I heard you were talking crap about me.
Yeah, he's calling. He's calling.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
It's
I don't
our
know.
decision.
Yeah,
It really is.
Every message that you bring is, hey, here's what God says for life. And we all would say, yeah, I know God knows what he's talking about. But I'd rather do it this way.
I did mention that. Like, it really just comes down to a trust issue.
Yeah.
Are we going to keep trusting what we've tried and failed, or are we going to finally, like, maybe learn to trust God? So, that's it.
yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's it. That's what I got to figure out, too.
I don't know. For me, like when I get in those funky moods, it's like you get frustrated, and then you do start spending more time with God, and you realize, you know what, my life isn't so bad. There's a lot of people that, you know, are living in their cars and don't have as nice of a house as, you know, other people that I know, and maybe my house is just fine. You know, I have things that other people don't have, and that's okay. Our life isn't meant
Then
to
you
be.
look on the MLS and, like, but this house has 20 acres. I
Yeah.
only got 5.
But then my husband reminds me that he wants to
Like,
retire.
only. Oh my
I've
gosh.
only got 5.
Yeah.
I've only got 3. So you've got 5.
I've got 10. How many do you have?
I only have 5.
You only have 5. Ooh, I'm the winner.
Wow.
You also have 2 houses.
Yes. And a camper. But
I only have 5.
I have lots of places that I can go sleep or kick my husband to. But even like with our house and our camper, both my sisters have nicer houses than we do. And that was really hard for me personally. And then my one sister got a nicer camper, and it's like, ugh, you've got this super like,
And I would be happy if I had.
Yeah. Everything's new.
and then I started, you know, like getting into that mode. And then I realized, you know what? I'm okay with what I have, because I don't want that for these reasons. And it is okay. Like what I have is okay, and I need to be okay with that. Like this is my life, and what am I going to do with my life? sit and sulk or
Would you say in that situation, because I think there have been a few times in my life where I've kind of come to that same thing about other things than
Yeah.
campers, never had a camper, but would you say that's just like maybe some just maturity in life? Because I think there's a difference between, you know what, I want this, you know, I want some more land, but like for me, those aren't real high things like needs, some of the pursuit of more that I think I need. So is there a difference between like, yeah, I'm okay with the camper I have, and really being satisfied with God?
Yeah.
You know, like
There is a difference.
I think
Yeah.
sometimes we can even maybe, I don't know. I wonder.
I think the test to that is, because I totally agree that there can be a certain amount of maturity where just, hey, I live in America, I'm thankful for what I have, I am calm and content, but I'm not being filled with the presence of God. I'm just mature enough to see, hey, this is all meaningless. And I think for me, I had to find that out when I was losing my vision. Is I found myself wanting to pray, oh, you know, Father, just restore my vision so I can be happy, or so I can just appreciate everything. And in that process, and this has been going on for 10 years, and in that process, I discovered that vision's just the middleman. Why don't we just skip the middleman, and the peace and the fullness and the I'm okay, I'm great is with God. We just keep thinking, well, I'll be great with God and my health. I'll be great with God and a nice house. Oof. And you know what? I found this experience that I went through where I'm good with God no matter. I can skip I keep thinking this will give me God's peace. No, God gives me his peace.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be fine as long as I have my health and my family.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, that's still...
those can all be taken away.
That's still missing the point.
Yeah.
It is, and I was put to the test, and
Oof, gosh.
I have, and it's a progressive
one.
Yeah.
worse and worse all the time. And you know that in my life, I really, if I don't find absolute fullness in God, then I am anxious, miserable, depressed. I even shared with you just a few days ago this idea that wanting to be in charge, just as I need to be the leader of things and stuff. And how do you get over that if you just keep saying, well, that's just the way I am, that's the way God made me? I found out that no, there is a need in there that I'm not allowing God to fulfill. Because when God fulfills us, excuse me, every need that I have to be this or I have to have that, it's all gone, because with God, I am more valuable than imaginable or comprehensible. Mm-hmm. You know what? I have more peace than what is comprehensible or imaginable, more than this world could ever give. There's more fullness, completeness, that this is not just a religious story. Mm-hmm. This is God's presence that absolutely fulfills every area of our life and brings us to complete satisfaction and complete contentment. And obviously somebody's looking for me, and I didn't turn my phone off. But
so we got we still got a few minutes, but when you bring that up in small group the other day, we just started reading through 2 Corinthians, and in chapter 1, Paul talks about God gives comfort, and here's we despaired life, we thought we were going to die, and then we learned to rely on God. And what you just described with your your eyes and going through that, I wonder if people, not just us, but if we can learn to really find peace with God without pain or losing something or having stuff being
I'm
taken
so
away.
glad you brought that up, because most of us will wait till we reach a point where I can't now handle it or control it. I need something bigger than me. Mm-hmm. But if it's just a choice to find it before you need it, and discover that this is better than before we get to tragedy, because then when we get to tragedy, we don't notice it, or it's not as impactful. It's not as I just sort of a family going through something just this last week, the end of the week, and they used words like devastated and can't handle it and all this stuff. And I thought to myself, well, I thought those people were Christians. What do you mean they can't? They're devastated. It threw me for a loop. Now these are people who wouldn't say poop if they stepped in it. Seriously, they just total Christian, better than everybody. But yet when difficulty hits their life, they're in shambles like anybody else. Like I thought this Christian thing was all about discovering and walking in this total fulfillment of God, so that if we do it before we hit trouble, we go right through the trouble and not notice it. I mean, I believe. I do. And I think it's what God offered. Jesus came to offer us abundant life in here. Not everything good for abundant life. You know, we're missing Christianity. I mean, really.
Right.
This is what it's about. And we've been talking for years. The simplicity of Christianity, really, it comes down to this series. I say this with every series we do, but this series, you know, when dying is winning is Christianity. It is winning. And ultimate death, physical death, is the ultimate win. But we'll get to that. But, you know,
Spoiler alert.
come on, we all knew it was coming.
That was the one thing you said in your message I disagreed with when you said, you know, when more people die, that's always negative.
It was just an intro about the series. It wasn't
I don't agree.
point I was trying to make.
You and I discovered something a week or two ago that death is only tragic if you don't know Jesus.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's just inconvenient.
It's also if you don't know if the person that died knew Jesus, then it could be like the not knowing, you know.
But don't worry, at that time, we'll just say they're in a better place and we'll make stuff up. They were so nice.
Okay. They were good people.
Was that not appropriate for this?
It was totally fine. Totally fine. I think even the not knowing is just our inability to deal with truth.
Yeah.
It's just coping.
Yeah.
I think most of the time, if we really search, it's not I didn't know. It's just I don't want to admit
I
that
don't want to
knew.
admit that I know
Yeah.
that they didn't.
Ugh.
Well, it'd be hard to live with.
Have you ever gone to
Sure.
a funeral and said, "Yep, they're going to hell"?
Yeah, no.
Never.
Never been
Never
at one.
happened.
I did a funeral once that was just, I don't know where this person went. I'm hopeful they went to heaven. And whoa, man.
You almost got ran out of town.
Tarred and feathered, boy.
Wow.
You don't say that at a funeral.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter
We
if
don't want to hear the truth.
they can curse God their whole lives and say, I don't want to do that Jesus crap. But when they die, they're with Jesus, you know, for some reason. I don't know. Yeah.
Didn't want anything to do with them while you're here.
Yeah.
Well, why would you want anything to do with them when
Yeah.
you're not?
What are you and I
Gosh,
talking about?
that's we could do a whole talk on that. And so many people want to go to heaven for every reason except be with God. And like, I wonder.
Yeah.
Not for today.
Okay.
Not for today.
Okay.
At least not this video.
At least not this video. Right. Right. All right. Well, that was our message recap.
Plus,
And
plus
a whole bunch of
lot
other stuff.
Plus
more.
a whole lot of extra stuff you didn't ask for. So we'll see you next week.